I'm predicting the big twist in Stuart fails to save the universe, based on Chuck Lorre's major reveal about the TBBT spinoff. When Chuck Lorre drops a hint, the world of sitcoms listens. For decades, Lorre has been the architect behind some of television's most beloved and bizarrely interwoven universes, from The Big Bang Theory to Young Sheldon. His shows have a knack for blending heartfelt comedy with moments that genuinely surprise us. His latest revelation about the upcoming spin-off, Stuart Fails to Save the Universe, isn't just a casual promotional tease. It's the kind of breadcrumb that makes fans of the TBBT universe speculate wildly about the story's biggest twist. And after analyzing Lorre's comments, past storytelling patterns, and the quirky mechanics of the original series, I think I can predict the major twist that's going to turn this spin-off upside down. Before diving into theories, let's frame the context. Stuart Fails to Save the Universe follows, unsurprisingly, Stuart Bloom, the lovable, often hapless comic book store owner from The Big Bang Theory. Fans know him as the man perpetually caught between comic book obsession, awkward social interactions, and the occasional surprisingly insightful moment about life. The premise of the spin-off is a high-concept twist on Stuart's typical low-key adventures. He's tasked with saving the universe, literally. And while this sounds like a huge departure from his usual misadventures at the comic shop, Lorre has assured fans that the show will retain its heart, humor, and signature Stuart awkwardness. During a recent interview, Chuck Lorre dropped a line that immediately caught the attention of fans and analysts alike. He said, "We're taking Stuart to places the TBBT universe never hinted at, but it will all feel familiar. You'll think you know what's coming, and then you won't." Classic Lorre misdirection. This statement alone is a masterclass in teasing a twist. He promises familiarity while hinting at an unexpected turn, setting the stage for a revelation that could redefine Stuart's place in the TBBT cosmos. The phrasing, "you'll think you know what's coming, and then you won't," is particularly intriguing. In narrative terms, it suggests that the twist will rely heavily on subverting expectations rather than introducing a completely alien concept. So what might this twist be? Let's explore some possibilities, grounded in the TBBT canon and Lorre's storytelling patterns. One, Stuart's universe might not be literal. The first theory comes from considering the literal versus metaphorical interpretation of Lorre's premise. On the surface, Stuart Fails to Save the Universe suggests a sci-fi epic where Stuart is somehow thrust into intergalactic stakes. But Lorre's history shows that he loves to play with metaphor. In Young Sheldon, for instance, he cleverly explored large themes like familial expectations and social awkwardness without turning it into a conventional drama. Could Stuart's universe actually be his personal or social universe? Perhaps the show is a metaphorical narrative about Stuart failing to fix the chaos around him, his friends, his love life, or even his comic store. The big twist, then, might be that the high-stakes cosmic plot is an elaborate metaphor, and Stuart's universe to save is the one he's been living in all along. This would be classic Lorre, presenting an epic premise while grounding the story in character-driven humor and emotional depth. To a surprise cameo or cross-universe event, another avenue, hinted at by Chuck Lorre's comments, is a potential crossover event. Lorre loves tying his universes together. Young Sheldon is already a prequel to TBBT, and hints of Stuart's life intersecting with Sheldon's past have been scattered throughout. If the spinoff involves universe-level stakes, it wouldn't be out of character for Lorre to introduce a cameo from the main TBBT cast, or even characters from Young Sheldon, in a pivotal moment. Imagine this. Stuart, fumbling through a cosmic dilemma, suddenly bumps into Sheldon, Leonard, or Penny, not as themselves in a traditional cameo, but as avatars of the universe's balance. They could guide him, challenge him, or inadvertently worsen his predicament, creating the perfect comedic tension while also delivering emotional payoff for longtime fans. This twist would satisfy both the cosmic premise and Lorre's desire for familiar yet unexpected storytelling. 3. Stuart actually fails in a way that redefines success. The title itself, Stuart Fails to Save the Universe, is misleading in a provocative, Lorre-approved way. What does fails mean in this context? Could it be literal failure or a misinterpretation of success? Given the TBBT tradition of blending humor with philosophical undertones, it's possible that Stuart's failure becomes the ultimate victory. Perhaps the universe doesn't need saving in the way he imagined. Maybe his attempts at heroics create chaos, yet they also spark positive unintended consequences. His bumbling actions lead to breakthroughs, reconciliations, or unforeseen solutions. The twist here is narrative irony. Stuart is the hero in failure, and the audience realizes that success isn't always what it seems. This is consistent with Lorre's previous patterns. In shows like Mom or 2.5 Men, characters often fail spectacularly only to stumble upon profound insights or emotional victories. Applying that to Stuart could make the show a comedic meditation on humility, luck, and the unpredictable nature of life. For Stuart's reality is not the TBBT reality. Here's a darker, more radical prediction. What if the universe Stuart is trying to save isn't actually the real TBBT universe? What if he's in a simulation, alternate dimension, or even a comic book-inspired reality where the rules of physics, friendship, and comedy are slightly skewed? This idea fits Lorre's penchant for bending sitcom conventions. While TBBT was grounded in the real world, it never shied away from playful exaggeration, particularly in the characters' geek culture obsessions. Stuart, as a comic shop aficionado, could plausibly stumble into a meta-universe where comic book logic rules, a universe he believes he's saving, but in truth, he's a character navigating a narrative written by fate, luck, or even the audience itself. The twist here would be mind-bending. Viewers initially think the show is a high-concept sci-fi comedy, only to realize they've been watching Stuart grapple with the nature of reality itself. This type of twist would resonate with Lorre's love for surprise, character-driven humor, and philosophical depth disguised as lighthearted comedy. 5. The twist could involve emotional stakes, not cosmic ones. Finally, there's one prediction that feels particularly Chuck Lorre in tone. Stuart's big twist might be emotional rather than cosmic. While the show's premise teases universe-level stakes, the heart of Lorre's work is always character-driven. Perhaps Stuart's failure to save the universe parallels his struggle to save meaningful relationships in his life, whether it's a romantic interest, friendships, or his bond with the comic store community. The big twist? Stuart realizes the universe isn't what matters most, connection is. In a clever narrative inversion, the audience could be led to expect a climactic intergalactic showdown, only for the finale to pivot. Stuart's failure becomes a moment of deep personal growth. The universe is fine, but Stuart finally understands himself, his desires, and the people around him. In sitcom terms, this would be a perfect balance of laughs, absurdity, and heart, a Lorre signature. Putting it all together, based on the evidence, the TBBT canon, Lorre's storytelling patterns, and his recent comments, the most likely scenario is a combination of these elements. 1. Stuart's universe is metaphorical yet treated with comedic cosmic stakes. 2. His journey involves familiar faces, unexpected crossovers, or meta-universe elements. 3. The audience is led to anticipate epic success, but witnesses a failure that reveals a more profound victory. 4. Emotional stakes take precedence over cosmic ones, blending absurdity with heartfelt payoff. If Chuck Lorre's goal is to surprise, entertain, and provide the type of layered comedy that defines his work, this combination makes perfect sense. Fans will think they know the story, they'll expect Stuart to bumble heroically, maybe save the day,